It's going to be a busy day up at the plot today. As you can see, I need to plant these triffids. I also need to creosote a couple of those sheds, and I need to move the rest of that compost heap. But before we go up to the plot, let's have a look at these guys. You'll remember in the last video, 5 had popped their heads through the soil. At the moment, I've got 16 out of 18. There are 2 misfires at the moment, that one and that one, but they may still make an appearance. Anyhow, while I'm up at the plot today, I also want to take a cutting from the grapevine, and I'm going to attempt to grow a couple of new grapevines using this stuff, organic rooting gel. It's a lovely mild morning up here on the allotment. Let me take you down to the bed that I'm going to be planting the onions and shallots. Just walk along here. There they are. So those 2 trays of onions and shallots going in this bed here. Obviously I'll remove the plastic. These probably should have gone in maybe a week ago, but better late than never. I've also got some loose sets that I need to plant out. Just show you those quickly. There you go. A couple of loose onions there. Inside that bag, some shallots. Right, let's get to that. Well, there we have it. 6 rows of onions and shallots and 1 row of garlic, which I know is not going to make it because it's the middle of March and should have been in the ground in January. So these 2-3 rows are the sturrons. It may look like I've got an overly big gap there between those onions and the shallots there, but in the middle is a row of Stuttgarter giants. Like I said, a row of shallots there, another row of shallots there, and you might just be able to make out the garlic running along there. Well, that'll do me for the old alliums 2016. They're in the ground. Let's hope they grow. So on the allotment site, every year we get a skip or two and we get to clear out all the rubbish that's built up on our plots over the year, and that's what I'm currently doing, just getting rid of a bit of crap. Well, there you go. You end up taking a bit of crap up to the skip and come back with somebody else's. But I think this will be fairly useful in warming up the soil, bringing on seedlings and that. So what I'll do is I'll put 4 bricks in each corner and then just lay that glass on top to protect any seedlings that are coming through. Right. I think it's time to creosote the shed, don't you? It's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Or in this case, creosote. I think Picasso, Renoir and Monet would be jealous of those brush strokes. This will be hanging in the Tate Modern fairly soon. I call it Shed. Anyhow, it's given it a new lease of life. So regular viewers to my channel will know that at the top end of this plot, my plot, I've got this grapevine, which is actually my neighbour's grapevine, which is scrambled over this rosehip bush. Today I'm going to take a couple of cuttings. You can see segments along there where there are little buds. I'm going to take a cutting there, and hopefully that there will be where my new shoots come from when I dip it in that rooting gel and plant it in a pot. But it's all an experiment, it's all trial and error. We'll see what happens. Heading back home now. It's been a lovely day on the allotment today, despite the cloud cover. Very mild, as I mentioned earlier. I've got the grapevine cuttings. Get back to the house and see if that rooting gel works. Now, I've never attempted to grow a grapevine using a grapevine cutting. I'm going to dip it into this organic rooting gel. Before I do that, I'm going to strip the bark just there at the bottom, dip it in, and then place it into a pot which is filled with just multi-purpose compost. Let's have a go. Now, I don't know whether this is the correct method to try and grow a grapevine from a cutting. I've done a little bit of research online, and this is how a guy online does his. So I'm going to try a similar process. So it's just using my secateurs, peel away the bark. Like I said, this might be wrong. You might all be jumping on my back in a minute going, "You've done it wrong way," but it's trial and error. And just get the rooting gel. There we go. I don't know if you can see inside that. It's gelatinous, like a gelatinous liquid. There we go. And all I'm doing, I'm sticking it in that ready-made hole there. This one I did earlier, obviously. I have another pot going on over here. I've got one of these bell jars on top, so I'm just going to see if it makes any difference whether it has one of these on or not. And that's it. I'll just chart the progress over the coming months. Anyhow, thank you for joining me if you have, and I'll see you on the next video.